Hello Disney Infinity Trainers, welcome back to my Let's Build a Toy Box series here on iStarly TV. It's been quite a while since I posted the last episode of Let's Build a Toy Box. I'm really excited to finally get back into it. I had a lot of things going on as far as work and just doing a lot of other things for the channel. And now that the Season 3 of the Infinity Games is kind of coming to a close pretty soon, I feel like we can have more time to explore the toy box building side of the channel. I have a couple things lined up that I want to build, and this is a toy box that I started working on stream a couple weeks ago. I'll post a link to that video here. It's posted on the channel as well. This is a cross-country themed toy box, so we're thinking cross-country as far as running a race. Dieter and I have been wanting to kind of have a toy box where our characters could race on foot. So that would be an interesting competition here. The arena, or not really the arena, the course is not super long, but it's also not that short. So it was actually quite a bit longer when I was building it on stream, but I ended up cutting a lot out. So here's the starting line, and as you can see, it does loop all the way around. What we're going to do in this episode is we're going to add more terrain and more decorations such as obstacles and trees and things like that, and we're going to use that as an opportunity to kind of really make this look a lot more like a cross-country running course. Right now there's a lot of kind of random things, like you can kind of see the build up there and how it's kind of ugly looking, so I want to put some trees right here and then maybe put some other terrain pieces over there to kind of close it off. I chose this sky dome because it looked kind of nice. A lot of cross-country races take place in the morning because it's not that hot at that time of day. You know, it's kind of cool, it's kind of early, and it's a good time to get out running. So this looks like a morning sky dome. It looks like it's morning time right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to run the course, and I'll speed this part up just because I don't want to add, 5 to 10 minutes of me just needlessly kind of jogging it. So I'm going to speed this part up right here as we run the course, and for this episode we're going to add trees and things, and then in the following episode we will add logic so that it's actually like a race. Alright, on your marks, get set, go! There's the home stretch. Kick it in, kick. He's not running any faster. In cross country, a kick is the finishing stretch of a race where you give yourself that burst of speed and you push yourself to run the fastest you've run the entire race, and that's what's called kicking it in. And he has a terrible kick because he didn't run any faster. Alright, so in running that, I kind of saw a few parts. Now, that took me close to 4 minutes to run the entire thing with Black Panther. Black Panther is not one of the fastest characters, but we definitely have plenty of slower characters in the Disney Infinity roster. Fear is probably the fastest, and I'm excited to use him in this little cross-country race. I think the length is good for now, and what we're going to work on mainly is just covering up these holes. We don't want this shouldn't be floating in the sky, so we're going to need to work on ways to kind of expand it so that it actually looks like a piece of land, a giant piece of land that we can run on. So a good place to start is going to be with these terrain pieces, and we're going to change the texture so that they match the main texture. I guess there could be certain parts of the course that are different textures, but this one is going to be a good one to start with. Actually, I like this one quite a bit. Oh, it's pretty dark. Okay, we'll just stick with the main one for now, which is, in fact, this one. And definitely want it to connect here so that it doesn't look like it's just a big piece of land floating. I think we could probably do this. That's too large. All right, we'll start with this then. Alright, that should cover that, and then we're going to go this one going across that way. Alright, so that fits pretty perfectly. I'm probably going to add something going out this way a little bit, so we can maybe fit some trees along this line. I think that would be kind of nice. So, yeah, we'll add it stretching out that way. And then, of course, add more there. Basically, any part where there's track pieces, we're going to need to cover that with, or put terrain underneath it, because then it just looks like a big floating block. And we don't want that. I'm gonna probably put some kind of wall or tree kind of section along the line so that you can't really go off course or cut corners. Yeah, I'll probably put stuff over here so you can't really cut across, because of course that wouldn't be fair. I'm also planning on implementing some way to kind of prevent or highly discourage you from flying, because of course that's cheating too, or even from super jumping. There might be parts where you need to jump, but we can make it so that you can clear it without super jumping, without having to super jump, hopefully. So let's see, this whole section here, I like that, and we'll put a little bit of this kind of flatter piece so that it connects. Does it not connect? We need something smaller then. Interesting. And even that's not small enough. Okay, just flew all the way over there. We're gonna need something flatter, like this, I'm assuming. Yeah, we need 2 of these. That's pretty interesting. This one can do. And then even right here, it's kind of awkward because these are not blocks. They're kind of corner pieces, but that'll have to do. There is a little hole right there, but we can cover that up with some other terrain. That'll be nice. And then let's see, maybe something like this to cover up those pieces. That's probably the most challenging part about this, is covering everything up. Giving that illusion that we are in a park or, you know, some kind of designated cross-country racing area rather than floating in the sky. This is really small. This is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. It's actually quite a bit smaller. So we'll try to go with this. This works. And okay, that looks fine. Can use some trees. The magic of trees in Disney Infinity to cover some of these holes. Trees and other decorations will hopefully cover some of the more glaring holes. Even this green line right here isn't very flattering, but again, we're going to do our best to cover these up using maybe some basic block textures, and then we could also use some water. I think that would be pretty nice. I also want to put some kind of a river over there alongside the bridge. That'll be kind of nice to run by. This will be like a backstretch area where your character is kind of alone. There's not really that many people to cheer for them, and I think that's a cool thing also to implement is spectators. You know, usually in cross-country races there are spectators. They run, you know, they kind of situate themselves sometimes along the course so that they can cheer for the runners as the runners run by. And so that'll be a cool thing to add as well. I can add some townspeople as spectators, and that'll be some kind of a fun little addition here. So we're working on just kind of formulating the texture, or sorry, the terrain first. That's our most important goal, and then we will take a look at plants. Alright, so this part right here, I think we can afford to kind of just go kind of basic right here, close this part off. Let's see. We'll do some cliff pieces maybe to make it not really just look like you know, like some awkwardly shaped kind of piece like that. But we'll do that afterwards. And then, actually, this one right here, we could remove that, and we need something that's going to follow along pretty nicely, I think. I think this piece could work. How many pieces can it fit? Can it fit 2 here? Yes, it can. Okay. Okay, we'll go with that for now. And something like that. Oh wow, that slant, the slope of that line is pretty pretty crazy. If we were to calculate the slope using common college level algebra, I think that we would find that this is a fairly steep slope. I don't need algebra though to prove that it's a steep slope. I don't know why I'm bringing math into this. It's never a good idea, especially in toy box building, right? Am I right? Alright. So we're going to need to run up the course again at some point to kind of make sure this doesn't look super ugly, but I'm going to probably do how I did over here. Use these types of slopes to kind of plot them alongside the ramp and to give it more of a kind of a natural feel, I guess. Let's go zoom over there just to kind of get an idea for what that looks like. Alright, so we use the kind of basic slanting pieces here. Let's go ahead and select one of these and drag it back over there. I think these could be pretty helpful, and these will give us the illusion that we're running up a slope, a literal slope. I'm not sure if the steepness will be a problem, though. Yeah, that looks like these need to be a little steeper. Oh, that's actually perfect. Okay. We're just going to need to use a lot of these. And one more, right? Is there a corner piece? We might need some kind of a corner piece here. Something like this, yes. No, that actually doesn't work quite as well as I thought. Well, for right now, then we'll just kind of set these up and worry about the rest in a little bit. So I'm gonna zoom up. I'm gonna finish this piece by speeding it up. Nice. So that actually worked out pretty well. I'm actually happy with how that turned out. We are going to need to put some terrain underneath all of these because, as you can see, there are kind of holes underneath it. But for the most part, yeah, this works out. We can probably try to find some decorations to go along this way too. Something else that might also be neat is maybe put some kind of a trigger area so that as you're running down, maybe some rocks will fall or something. Or maybe there will be a chance for rocks to fall, just to add an element to it that is more than just running. You know, you got to kind of play that, I guess, strategic game and be aware that maybe you'll get hit. Alright, so this curved part right here, we're going to need to add some terrain to fix it, I guess. And a corner piece, I think, can help. So I think we can go... This looks to be the same slope. Yes. I was correct. Oh, that's another option. It's okay. Cool, we can just cover it like that. How does that look, though? That actually looks okay. That actually doesn't look that bad, so... We can go ahead and kind of include this. Is that lining up? Yes, it is. And then add yet another corner piece over here. I think, maybe no. Do I need another one of these over here? Probably. Actually, let's go ahead and remove that, and let's go ahead and do these kind of manually, one at a time. Oh, the thing doesn't line up. Okay, well, I think that could work. There's going to be a section there where it's not exactly covered, but when you're approaching it, oh, I need to move these forward a little bit. Okay, well, when you're approaching it, it shouldn't look that bad. It shouldn't hopefully look too bad. Oops. And this should also move forward, which means, of course, that these corner pieces also need to be moved forward just a little bit. Just a little bit. Actually, wait. Instead, what if we just added these? Yes, these fit perfectly. Nice. And that allows us to delete this one and switch it out with this. Perfect. Looks good. Oh man, do I need to move it out even further? Wow. I'm terrible at this, aren't I? Alright. Which means, of course, I'm going to need to move out the corner pieces again as well. It's all trial and error. That's my favorite part about the toy box. Alright. And then again, we're going to need to kind of work on this area here. Maybe just line it with a bunch of trees. Because we're going to be running on this part. We're not ever going to need to go out that way. So we can probably just line the edges with a bunch of trees and kind of blend it like that. I'll probably add some types of like backgrounds so that it's not just a straight cut edge, because nature never does that. We want it to look as natural as is possible. And cool, good thing that I added the terrain underneath this, so we don't need to put an obstacle here. I might still put an obstacle here, or maybe I'll put some of the blending edge pieces, but let's go ahead and jump up to the bridge area. Oh, that was close. I almost rolled right off the edge. And what I want to add here is some waterfalls. I thought that would be nice to kind of do a little bit of a river going alongside this piece, and it would look kind of beautiful. I am happy that I cut this course a little shorter. It was a lot longer. If you want to see the video again, I will post a link to that. It was so much longer before, and I really don't know how I would have been able to to make that work. So unfortunately here, we're getting a glitch with the waterfalls. I actually was having this problem originally as well, and that's pretty annoying. I'm gonna have to work on that somehow, somehow fixing that. I'm not sure exactly why it's acting like that, but what I want to do here is maybe have a waterfall alongside, so a river alongside, and then the river will end in a waterfall. This is the one I'm looking to add. I love this waterfall piece, but unfortunately it's not exactly letting me. Disney Infinity glitches. Gotta love them, am I right? Sarcasm, dudes. Alright. You got it, dude. Alright. Cool. So we set that part up. And then right here is where we're going to add the river. And then, of course, I'd love for my symmetry to come into play and to add another waterfall piece going the other way. So let's do our best. I have no idea why it's making me do this, but no? Okay. That wasn't as bad as it could have been, but still annoying that I can't exactly see what I'm adding there. Okay, and it's not letting me hook up that piece for some reason. I have no idea why. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That's strange. We might have to come back to this part after at some point, maybe if we reload the toy box. When I was originally building this toy box, though, it was giving me a similar problem, so it's probably not just me. It's probably something to do with I don't know what it has to do with, but we can use these waterfalls as well. These are also an option. Maybe I'll use this one to kind of curve this way like this. It's kind of neat. Well, that's pretty. I like that. I love waterfalls. I love water. I love fountains. I'm not sure exactly why. Oh, it'd be kind of neat if we had this in the middle, but at the same time, that would also be kind of weird. You run through a waterfall? No, I don't think. Some characters don't want to get wet. This is actually my favorite part of the course because it looks so natural and kind of authentic. So I'm proud of this stretch right here. Just need to work on everything else to look as good as that. Alright, well, I guess I'll have a river going alongside the other side as well. I'm just not sure if I'll cap it in a waterfall also. Okay. We'll use a river, just a pond at the end. Doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. I was going to say symmetrical. I've had a long day. How about you all? How's your day been? I was losing my voice because I was talking so much today. But it's miraculously back for Let's Build a Toy Box. Sure, we'll just go like this. We'll just loop it around. Why not? Lupe. Lupe fiasco. Alright. Does that part look ugly there? So that looks nice. I like that. And I like the way the light reflects off the water. It looks so serene. And then, of course, we will add some more trees and everything there. Coming in from this direction, let's kind of see how that's going to look. Alright, so we'll definitely put something here, you know, actually, maybe we don't need anything there. Maybe we could put some bushes and flowers, but I think having an open view as you're running along is pretty neat. So we'll add some terrain there, definitely. Oh no! Let's see if I can quickly switch to, like, no, I couldn't. Okay, well, we respawned here, that's fine. But having this open view is pretty nice as you're running to kind of see the sunlight reflect off of your beautiful, elegant skin. And it's kind of awkward here, kind of ugly where it has the big outline of the pond, but at the same time, that's okay. It adds yet another level of intimate detail and intricacy to it, so it makes it look unique, which is important. Cool. So let's work on a couple more terrain parts right here. Want to experiment with some cliffs as well, some ledges. I was gonna say cledges. That's not a word. A bluff. A bluff is pretty good. I'm bluffing. Just kidding. That wasn't even funny. See, sometimes my jokes are pretty hit or miss. Oh, we can have like a creepy mountain tunnel. No, we won't. We won't. Maybe something like this. No. There's already a lot going on in this section. So at least get some terrain going. That's a huge piece. That's a pretty big piece as well. This one we're looking at... Oh, cool. So that'll fit. That'll match. Nice. Okay. Let's go like that. The smaller the better, of course. And that will not connect, unfortunately. That will connect, however. Okay. So this part is going to be a little stubborn. We're going to need to find something even smaller to piece in there. Let's see. What are we looking at? Okay. Yeah, that's good. That actually works really well here. And the blended pieces are also going to be my friend, I think, because I can use them to make different textures look pretty, you know, different. Nice, so this one will fit very nicely as well. Perfect, okay. So no more random floating cliffs. Except for right here, but we're not going to go this far off course to look at that. You know, and that's the beauty of this course, is that we're running through this trail, and we shouldn't be deviating from the course, because that'll add to our time, and that'll, you know, put us further behind our opponent. And so, you know, there's not much of a reason for someone to go off course too much, which means that we should be in the clear for the most part. Okay. So that part looks good, and we're going to need to add just different pieces of terrain so that there's not too many perfectly cut corners. This could be actually pretty interesting. If it fits in the corner. No, because then it goes down like that. Maybe a slope like this? Maybe something like this? This could be actually pretty interesting, I think. Huh. It's kind of neat. I'll put this here for now, kind of as a placeholder. I'm kind of feeling obligated to finish it and make like a bowl, but I don't know what would benefit us from doing that. Fine, I'll make a bowl. It'll be a placeholder. Maybe I'll leave it for the end result. Maybe I won't. It does add another kind of piece of scenery for you to look at while you're running. And keep in mind, this is a race, so I'm going to be implementing logic such as the stopwatch and things like that. But again, this is my favorite part of the course. You turn, you go to the river part. Okay. Okay, this is coming along fairly nicely now. And the good thing about this bowl right here is that it kind of cuts off your view of the part over there. Because if you look, you know, there are other edges right there that you could see, but the bowl really kind of changes that, I think. So, alright, my goal is to keep this episode under 25 minutes. I think that's going to be a good time length. So we're going to do a couple more things here. And then we're going to go ahead and call it an end. Call it a wrap, I guess. Chicken wrap. That is okay. Not great, though. So I think I could afford to put more hills or something there. And we're definitely going to want something along these edges, too. Because as you're running this way, let's go ahead and kind of see. The starting line area looks fine. I mean, we're definitely going to want to put some trees, but you're going to come up this way, and as you're running, I mean, usually you're just going to be focusing on what's ahead of you, so it shouldn't be that big of a problem. However, if you do turn, there's just this ugly wall, and then I would say that it shouldn't be that way, so we're going to work on ways to kind of clear that up, and then we're going to work on adding decorations. So in the next episode, my goal is to hopefully finish the terrain, and then add some trees, and then we are also going to add the logic. The logic shouldn't take too long. Really, all it's going to be for this race course is going to be when you cross the starting line, you start the timer, and then maybe when you cross it again, you end or you finish. Maybe I'll put another racing gate behind it. But aside from that, that is it for the logic. And this toy box is very near complete, so let us know if you'd like to see us race in it. And maybe I will also publish it to Disney and see if you all can race in it and maybe make your own changes to make it your own. So thank you very much for watching. This is iStarly TV. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you'd like to see more Let's Build a Toy Box, some more Disney Infinity battles, as well as other video gaming content. And feel free to share the video as well if you want others to see the majesty of cross-country racing. I'm going to go eat an egg burrito and drink a chocolate milk. That's typical racing food for me on the day of a race. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all next time.